Hello my dear students, I welcome back to your favorite channel NEET World. This is Vasavi Ma'am, your biology educator for foundation. Yes. So students, in this today's particular foundation series, we are going to discuss about the types of epithelial tissues, and I am going to give you a mind map of the epithelial tissue, students. So already we have done with the animal tissues chapter. So easily you can go to our NEET World YouTube channel and you can tap on the playlist to get all the concepts clear. Yes. So before starting this session, let's start it with a positive quote. Education is the key to success. Yes. So it's absolutely true, students. So the education is the main key that empowers the individuals with a many number of knowledge, skills and values, and it is a fundamental tool that opens the doors to achieve the great opportunities in your life. So just please focus on the given positive quote and follow it. Yes. So let's start the session. Yes. So these are just generally 6 different types of epithelial tissues. Yes. Simple squamous epithelium. Yes. So generally students, the group of cells together will aggregate to form a tissues. Yes. So and the tissues are of different types here. Simple squamous epithelium, simple cuboidal, simple columnar, stratified, and the next one is glandular, and this one is the ciliated epithelium. So generally in the epithelial tissues, all the cells, okay, just look on to this given figure. These all are the cells, these all are the group of cells which are going to be embedded. Okay, all the cells in the epithelial tissues are embedded and arranged on the basement membrane. Can you see this dark blue colored structure? Yes, this is the basement membrane. So this basement membrane is a characteristic feature of all the epithelial tissues. All the cells are actually embedded and these are arranged on the basement membrane. So these basement membrane, below the basement membrane we have the connective tissues. So with the help of that connective tissues, all the nutrients, blood and oxygen is going to be transported to these epithelial tissues. And the each cells, okay, each cells in the simple epithelial tissue is going to contain a single nucleus. Clear with the concept? So this is a simple squamous epithelial tissue where all the cells are directly embedded on the basement membrane, and based on the arrangement of the cells, okay, if the cells are arranged in a single layer, then it is called as simple squamous epithelium. When the cells are arranged one on the other and when the layer is of multiple types, then it is called as the stratified epithelium. Yes, so this is categorized based on the arrangement. If the cells are arranged in single layer, it is called as simple squamous epithelium, and if the cells are arranged in many layers, then it is called as stratified squamous epithelium. And generally the simple squamous epithelium looks like a tiles which are present on the floor. Yes. And next coming towards the simple cuboidal epithelium. Okay, so here just the tissues, the cells are modified into cube like structure. The shape of the cells are going to give the appearance like cube like shape. And next coming towards the simple columnar, it is just the modification of simple cuboidal epithelium, students. So these are the elongated cells. Okay, these simple columnar cells are pillar like cells, or else these are some elongated cells. These are just the modification of the cuboidal epithelium cells. And each epithelial cell is going to contain a single nucleus. These are not at the center, but these are present randomly. And this is the stratified squamous epithelium where it is arranged in a multiple layers, and it is a glandular epithelium. See here, can you see this? This glandular epithelium, it is going to turn inwards, okay, and it is going to turn inwards and it is going to form a tube like structure called as the duct. Okay, so this is called as glandular epithelium and it is a ciliated epithelium. In the ciliated epithelium we can find the hair like projections or else some finger like projections which are present, which these are not something structures which are present on these particular ciliated epithelium. These are just the outgrowths, these are just the simple hair like outgrowths of this particular tissue. This is called as ciliated epithelium. So generally these are all the structures you need to remember. So now we are going to discuss its shape as well as we are going to learn its functions in one simple tabular form. and I am going to explain you the easiest way to remember all these types of tissue, students. Yes. Yes, can you see this tabular form? This is the way how you all need to learn the chapter tissues. So, first each and every student, this is the very most important thing to learn these particular epithelial tissues. First you need to know its shape. Yes. So, you need to make a tabular column in this format. Yes. So, here you need to make 4 columns. First you need to write the type of the tissue, next shape of the tissue, and next location, and the next one is the function. So, remember students, when the location of the tissue becomes easy, then it will become easy to understand its function also. When you are going to know about the location, then easily you can attempt the function of that particular tissue also. So, first let us look into this simple squamous epithelial tissue. So, when we look into the shape, it is very flat and thin. Yes, just now we have discussed it. Yes. So, when it comes to the location, so where we can find this particular simple squamous epithelial tissue, we can find in the alveoli of the lungs, and we can find in the blood capillaries. These are just the main locations of the simple squamous epithelial tissue. And when we look into the function, the main function is diffusion and filtration. Okay. This diffusion we can easily see, okay, filtration and diffusion, this we can see in the transportation of oxygen, and we can see in the process of respiration. Okay, in the process of respiration, easily the oxygen and the carbon dioxide, they are easily going to diffuse in and out, and these are also involved in the filtration process also. Yes, and next coming towards the second type, simple cuboidal epithelial tissue. Here generally the name itself indicates that the cells are cube-like structures. And when we see the location, these are present in the kidney, tubules and glands. Okay, this may be present either in the thyroid gland, and these are present in the kidney tubules. Kidney tubules are nothing but proximal convoluted tubule, DCT, distal convoluted tubule, and Henel's loop. These all, okay, in the nephron structures you are going to learn about it. Yes. So, this will be the location. So, the main function is secretion and absorption. So, what is the function of the glands? To secrete some hormones and some enzymes, right. So, that will be a function of secretion, and the next one is the absorption. So, these two are the functions. And next coming towards the simple columnar epithelium. These are tall and column like, as the name itself indicates, these are some elongated building blocks, or else these are some elongated column like structures. And next, when we see the location, we can see these particular tissues in lining of stomachs and intestines. Okay, inside the stomach, just this we can see inside the lining of the stomachs. Okay, we can find here these columnar epithelial cells, and we can also find inside the intestines. This is just a rough diagram to remember. Okay, this we can find in the inner lining of the stomachs, and we can also find in the intestines also. Yes. And next, if we see the function, its main function is absorption, secretion of the mucus and enzymes. Okay. So, what the intestines and stomach is going to secrete, students? HCl acid. Okay. So, during the digestion process, it is going to secrete HCl, and it is also involved in the absorption process also. And next, it is involved in secretion of mucus and some important digestive enzymes. And next, coming towards the fourth one, ciliated epithelium. Ciliated epithelium is the modification of columnar epithelium only. The columnar epithelium gets modified, and it shows some small outgrowths which are hair-like structures, that is called as ciliated epithelium. And if we see its location, we can see in the trachea and fallopian tubes. Okay. So, when we see the function, it is involved in the movement of mucus and egg cells movement. Okay. So, students, inside the fallopian tube, when the egg is going to release, okay, the egg is going to travel through the fallopian tube, and it is going to reach the uterine. So, this process is going, in this process the cilia are involved in transporting, the cilia are involved in the showing the movement of the egg cells to reach the uterine. Yes. And next, these are inside the trachea, these are involved in the movement of the mucus. Okay. So, inside our trachea also there are some fine hair like structures which are just involved in trapping the dust particles and they are going to secrete the mucus. And next coming towards the fifth one is stratified squamous epithelium. So here many layers we can find, okay, instead of finding single and double layers, many layer of arrangement of cells are going to be present, and these we can find in skin, linings of the mouth and esophagus. So these cells are these are especially meant for the protection against the abrasion and microbes, okay. It is nothing but this stratified epithelial tissue will help you in the mechanical stress, okay, mechanical injury. And the next this particular tissue is going to act like a waterproof material, okay. It is going to act like a waterproof tissue in our body, okay. Suppose if the nails, okay, on the skin, so when we are going to be exposed to the water and when we are going to expose to any mechanical injury and to the microbes, this particular tissue will help you in preventing the entry of the microorganisms into our body. So this is the main function of this tissue. And next when we see the last tissue, glandular epithelium. So here cuboidal cells are going to be present, okay. The glandular epithelium is composed of some cube like cells and these are mainly involved, okay. When we see the location, we can see these glandular epithelium in the salivary glands, sweat glands, okay, and endocrine glands. So its main function is just to secrete the hormones, okay, to secrete the hormones and sweat, etc. So it means some secretions are going to be produced from this particular epithelium, okay, with the help of the tube, okay. That tube is called as duct. Through the duct all the hormones and some enzymes, everything is going to be released, that is called as the glandular epithelium. Clear with these particular important tabular form, in this way you need to prepare the concept of epithelial tissue, shape, its shape, type and the next location and function. When you are perfect with this, then easily you can attempt this last column also, its function. Yes. So now based on this, let us look into the most important previous year questions of NEET foundation series. Yes. So the lining of the kidney tubules and the ducts of salivary glands are formed by which epithelium? Just now we have discussed this particular point. So here the given options are, once again I am going to repeat the question, students. The lining of kidney tubules and the ducts of salivary glands, yes, are formed by which epithelium? So the given options are squamous epithelium. This is wrong because this particular function is just in the diffusion process and filtration process. We can observe in the lungs, okay, we can observe that tissue in the process of respiration. So this will be the wrong, okay. And next ciliated epithelium we can find in the fallopian tubes and columnar epithelial cells, okay, where we can find the columnar epithelial cells inside the intestines and linings of the stomach. So these also will be the wrong option. So the right option will be the cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelial cells, okay, inside the glandular epithelium, the cells are in the shape called as cuboids. So these are involved in the kidney tubules, okay. In the lining of the kidney tubules is made up of cuboidal epithelium and we can also see in the salivary glands. So the right option is 4. Yes. Next coming towards the second question. Brush bordered epithelium is found in. It is the most important question. Yes. Brush bordered epithelium is found in. So here brush bordered epithelium is in the sense, so inside the intestine, the columnar epithelial cells are going to be modified and they show the finger like projections called as villi, okay. So these presence of this villi inside the tissues is called as brush bordered epithelium. So we have to find its location now. Inside the stomach, can we see this? Yes. So next coming towards the small intestine, so inside the stomach columnar epithelial cells are present. Columnar CET, columnar epithelial tissue, and next inside the small intestine, this will be the right option. So first one is the wrong option, students. So inside the stomach, the lining of stomach is made up of the columnar epithelial cells, but when we see the small intestine, inside the small intestine, the cells, okay, the cells are modified into finger like projections called as villi. This is only called as brush bordered epithelium. They increases the surface area for the process of digestion. So this will be the right option. When it comes to the option 3 and 4, fallopian tubes and trachea, here we can find only ciliated cells. ciliated epithelial tissue. So among these, the right option will be small intestine. This brush bordered epithelium can be found in the small intestine. Yes. Coming towards the next most important question, identify the types of epithelial tissues from the given statements and select the correct option regarding them. So here are the given options first. Okay, here are the given statements. So in these statements you need to match one correct pair. Okay, you need to match the correct pair with the correct functions of that particular tissue. So first look into this. First let's label all the tissues here itself in the statement. So later we are going to solve the options. So L forms delicate lining of the blood vessels. Okay, so these tissue is absolutely the simple squamous epithelial tissue. Simple squamous. Yes. So next one is M is found in salivary and sweat glands. So this is the cuboidal epithelium. Yes. Coming towards the third option, N forms lining of stomach and gallbladder. So what will be this tissue? Columnar. Yes. And next one is O lines fallopian tubes and nephrons of the kidney. So what will be this tissue? Fallopian tubes in the sense ciliated epithelium. So these are the statements related to these particular tissues. So now when it comes to the options, option 1, yes, L could be cuboidal epithelium, whereas M could be the columnar epithelium. Yes, what is L here? Simple squamous, but here in the options it is cuboidal epithelium, so it will be the wrong option. And what is M actually? M is cuboidal. Yes, so this is in the options he has given that it is as columnar epithelium, so it is wrong. Actually it is a cuboidal one. Next, coming towards the second option, M could be cuboidal epithelium. Where is M? Yes, so it will be the right option. And N could be the columnar epithelium. See here, N is a columnar epithelium. So this is also the right option. So the option 2 is right. So students, now look into the third option. N could be squamous epithelium, whereas O could be the cuboidal epithelium. What is N here? Columnar. Okay. So here in the options he has given as simple squamous, so it will be the complete option will be the wrong. And next, coming towards the fourth option, L could be columnar. What is L? Actually it is simple squamous. So this will be also the wrong option. So among all these given 4 statements, you need to match the right pair with these statements. Okay. So the option will be M and N. Okay, M is cuboidal and N is columnar. Okay. So in this tricky way, the questions are going to be appeared in your NEET foundation exams like NSOB and everything. Yes. So let's look into the next question. Which of the following epithelial tissue lines the coelom and urinary tubules? Okay. Yes, the given tissues are, these are the figures. Okay, this will be the simple squamous and this will be the columnar and this is ciliated and this will be the cuboidal. So now you need to choose the right option regarding these particular things. Okay, urinary in the inside the urinary tubules, which type of tissue we can find? We can find these, yes, cuboidal. Okay, we can find the cuboidal cells. Okay, we can find the cuboidal epithelium inside the urinary tubules. Okay, so this will be the right option, students. Option 4 will be the right option. Next, coming towards the next 2 more questions. Epithelial tissue performs the following functions. Okay, this question is related to the functions of the tissues. Yes, look into the options. Option 1, protection, secretion and absorption, respiration. Okay, protection is right, secretion is also right, absorption, but whereas respiration is wrong. Okay, respiration is carried out with the special organs called as lungs, but not with the help of the tissues. Okay, and next one is protection Okay, epithelial tissue is involved in protection, it is also involved in the secretion of some enzymes, and it is involved in absorption of some important food materials also. But here one more statement is sensation. It is absolutely wrong because sensation is going to be carried out with the help of the nerve. So, this option is also the wrong option. Next, coming towards the third option, protection right, secretion is also right, absorption is also right, and digestion is also the right option. Okay, it is also the right key term. Okay, because the epithelial tissue is also involved in the digestion process by secreting some enzymes, hormones, and some HCl juice. Okay, so it is involved in digestion, absorption, secretion, and protection. So, the last option is none of this. This is also the wrong option because option 3 will be the right one. And next, last question is simple epithelium is a tissue in which the cells are. Okay, in simple squamous epithelial tissue, how actually the cells are going to be arranged? These are hardened, wrong statement, and provide support to the organs. Okay, this is also the wrong statement. Okay, these are not going to provide support to the organs, but these are involved in some important mechanisms like diffusion and filtration process. So, next option 2 is continuously dividing to provide to form an organ. This is also the wrong statement because these are the cells which are not going to divide only. Okay, this tissue. Next, coming towards the option 3, cemented directly to one another to form a single layer. This will be the right option, as we have seen that in the simple squamous epithelial tissue, all the cells are present on the basement membrane. These all cells are aggregated closely without any intracellular spaces, and the next each cell is going to contain the nucleus. So, these are linked with one another to form a single layer. Next, option 4, loosely connected to one another to form an irregular layer. Okay, so this statement is also wrong. These are not loosely connected, these are connected closely, and these are tightly attached with one another without any irregular spaces. Okay, without any intercellular spaces, all the cells are continuously arranged to one another to form only a single layer. That is the reason it is called as simple epithelium. Yes. So, this is all about the today's particular topic in the foundation series. Okay. So, here in this particular series, in this today's particular class, you need to remember the mind map of the tabular form. Okay. You need to remember that this particular tabular form to remember all the tissues clearly, and you also need to have some basic idea about its diagrams also, students. Yes. So, in the next upcoming foundation series, we are going to discuss the third chapter. We are going to start another chapter, and we are also left with one more type of tissue, that is called as nervous tissue. Okay. Yes. So, please, I request all the students to please be stay tuned to our YouTube channel NEET World, and like, share and subscribe to NEET World. Thank you.